Hi, my name is Cammie Kidder, and my project for Kickstarter funding is called Throw Like a Girl. This is a documentary, feature-length, about women and girls who play baseball. And it came to my attention about 4 years ago after I had taken a trip to fantasy camp to play baseball with my father, and I'd gotten hurt down there, that a lot of people don't have any idea that women and girls play baseball, love baseball, and are good at playing baseball. I came back with a broken rib and some other injuries, and people would be like, what happened? And I was like, well, I was playing baseball in Florida, and they're like, you mean softball? No, I think I know what sport I was playing. I was playing baseball, I got run over playing first base. But they couldn't get past the fact that women were playing baseball. Somehow it got put into our society or our consciousness that softball is for girls and baseball is for boys. And this is a very strange thing to me, trying to think that sport has gender. I think it's very important to enter a film project, a quest project like this, open. Because if I went in deciding, oh, it's men's fault, well then everything I'm going to be looking for is going to try to support that theory. I don't know what I'm going to find because I don't really know what the answer is. Maybe there's a perfectly good reason, and just I don't know what that is. So I'd like to get to the bottom of this mystery, and that's what I do when I'm curious about something, is I make film about it. I go out and I talk to people that know more than I know about something, and see what we come up with.
Give us a chance. They didn't give us a chance to run marathons for a long time, and now we saw that we can do that. If we want to play baseball, why should we have to have that great big old softball? When a man has a great big hand, you give him a little bit of ball. Now you have a girl with a smaller hand, you give her a great big ball. Just give us a chance to play the game. That's all we want.
I was actually able to go to Venezuela this past August and film at the Women's Baseball World Cup, which is the 4th time that this has been contested somewhere in the world. And a lot of people don't know that we have a women's baseball team that competes under the name of Team USA, and that they're really good.
Yeah, our record is great. We obviously won the gold in 2004, 2006, won the bronze in 2008, and we're playing for the bronze right now.
There's nothing better than playing for your country.
Most of the girls go to softball because there's college scholarship possibilities, and there's a future to go beyond. There's really no future to go beyond for the girls in baseball except for USA Baseball Women's Team, which is awesome.
But this year was particularly exciting because there were 10 teams from all around the world playing women's baseball. Teams from the Netherlands, Japan, South Korea, Chinese Taipei, Canada, Puerto Rico, Cuba, Venezuela, the US, Australia. And not a lot of these countries, can you say, are necessarily known for thinking about equal rights for women. These women were so impressive to me. A lot of the teams had to pay their own way there. There's no funding whatsoever in their country for women's baseball. There's barely funding in U.S. for women's baseball. The Netherlands was on the field when a supposed stray bullet hit a player from Hong Kong, which caused them to drop out of the tournament. But the girls from the Netherlands, they thought about it for a night, and they said, we came to show people that we can do this, and that they had to believe that security would keep them safe. But once they got back on the field, they forgot about their own personal safety, because playing baseball in an international event meant this much to them. And that's really what this film is all about. I've interviewed some young girls and their parents, because 13 is kind of the critical age when one has to choose, or not even choose. One is told, no more baseball for you, young lady. You need to go join the softball line. And this is happening today in this country, that women are being told, you can't play a sport because you're a girl.
And he kind of folded his arms and he sat back and he said, you don't understand. No girl has ever played baseball for this school, and no girl ever will.
The all-star team you selected, why you did not select Jade? And his response was, generally an all-star position is for a boy. And I was like, really? Really? What year are we in?
For some reason, our national pastime in our country that is mythologically held up to believe that we created the sport of baseball. 50% of our population is not supposed to want to play the game.
I've had coaches pushing me towards softball and wanting me to get away from baseball because they'd be saying like, oh, you'll eventually have to move over anyway, so you might as well go now. I've had players ask me why I play boy sports.
Sometimes boys will think they're going to beat our team by a lot just because there's a girl on the team.
My plans for the future are just to keep going at it and maybe play high school ball, because I believe that's as far as I can go is how big my talent is.
I met with Justine Siegel, who's an amazing woman, and I've interviewed her a couple of times, who's created an organization called Baseball for All. I asked her the question that I ask a lot of people in our interviews: why should girls be allowed to play baseball? And she said, because if you tell a girl she can't play baseball, what else is she going to think she can't do? And that just resonated with me so strongly. Suddenly at that moment, my film took on so much more meaning for me personally than it even did when it was personal. If making a film and sharing some experiences that other people have had will open the eyes of some people, go, wow, this is silly that we're doing this. Why are we doing this? Why do we make girls stop playing baseball? And then maybe it gets a little easier for girls that are 8, 9, 10 years old now, that they won't have to make this switch when they're 13 or when they're 16. And maybe just having a venue to tell their story is going to make all that a little better. And I can't think of anything else I want to do with my life other than try to make it a little bit better. This is just way more important than being able to play a game. But it's also as simple as being able to play a game. I hope I've convinced you to give us your support, and we'll definitely keep you updated. We have a Thrill Like a Girl page on Facebook, and of course our blog here on Kickstarter. And thank you very much for listening.